Today I want to take a look at one of the weirdest point-and-click adventures for the Amiga, Kult, the Temple of the Flying Saucers. I love point-and-click adventures, and I love games with weird and original settings. And in 1989, a French group called Exxos, known for Captain Blood and Purple Saturn Day, combined both and created Kult, the Temple of the Flying Saucers. A truly unique adventure for the Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, and MS-DOS PCs. The game was released as a multi-language version in Europe and as an English-only version in America, where the game was retitled to Chamber of the Sci-Mutant Priestess, which is actually the version I play in my review, because even though I grew up with the European version, and as such still call the game Kult, this is the version I was able to get on eBay. Let me try to give you a short version of the game's background story. You are Raven, a young tuner, which is basically a human with psi powers who is tuned into the network, who is looking for his girlfriend named Sci-Fi. She has been dragged away into the titular temple, and your job is to rescue her. You decide to disguise yourself as an aspirant and partake in the ordeals to get 5 skulls, which will elevate you into Devohood, because a Devo has access to the whole temple, which will then help you to find Sci-Fi. The game begins with you standing in front of the Master of Ordeals, getting your first item, which will help you win one of the ordeals. And from there, you're on your own. You can now try to solve the room the Master pointed you to, or trade your item with one of the other aspirants in case you want to try another ordeal first. But remember, you only have 1 hour to get your 5 skulls, or else you will be deemed unworthy and killed. You can also ignore most of the ordeals and use a completely different path to win the game. Kult is played from a sort of first-person view and can be controlled entirely with a mouse. Clicking on a hotspot will open this rather unique-looking context-sensitive menu, where you can choose what exactly it is you want to do. It's very nice, but you need to place your cursor on each of these nodes to find out what they do. A simple verb list would have been more comfortable and efficient. On the right-hand side of the screen are some additional icons that show the object in the current room, your psi powers, a handy wait command, your inventory, your energy level, icons for saving and loading your game, a clock that shows how much time has passed since the beginning of the ordeals, and, finally, an icon that flashes when you need to press your mouse button. All in all, the game is very easy to control and shows how later games from these guys will be played, like Dune or KGB, also known as Conspiracy. Yes, Exxos was later reformed into Cryo, which sort of explains the weirdness of those games. The puzzles involve a bit of trial and error, but are logical within the weirdness of this universe. The fact that the Master of Ordeals gives you an item and tells you behind which door you have to use it eases the difficulty considerably. The game also greatly benefits from emulation, as using save states is just so much more comfortable than using the game's own save and load feature. But the game helps you in another way as well. Raven, your character, is a tuner and is able to use certain psi powers. These are night vision, Spider-Man-like sticking to walls, mind reading, confuse others, seeing hidden things, telekinesis, attacking with additional force, and a somewhat strange hint system in which the features in the upper left corner will give you a hint in his usual strange speech pattern. The graphics of Kult are very fitting and convey the atmosphere of the game perfectly. Considering this game was made 22 years ago, I would even call them very good. Sound is equally as atmospheric. It starts with an awesome title tune, which is, sadly, the only music in the entire game. Sound effects are good though, so there isn't complete silence. Additionally, the Amiga version features some alien and repeating voices whenever characters talk. This is a nice little feature that helps to further the game's atmosphere and weirdness. In comparison, the PC version looks rather dull with its 16-color EGA or Tandy graphics, but it features a nice ad-lib music track looping in the background, which you can hear right now in the background as well. The game is otherwise identical and well worth playing. The Amiga version is superior though, and is my port of choice when I get the mood for a little Kult, which I do every now and then, as the game offers a very unique experience and, in truth, doesn't take very long to finish once you know what to do. There really isn't much more to say about the game. It's unique, atmospheric and awesome, with a very interesting setting and an intriguing plot. Yes, it's weird, but in a good way.